are you feeling right now? UFC debut, you know it's just days away. How does it feel?
Pretty awesome. Nothing's really changed. I'm still treating it as a normal fight. So I think if you make it a bigger thing than it is, that's when it will start affecting you and your performance.
Yeah, as you said, this is we were talking a little bit off camera. I mean, it is more than what you're used to, but you've wisely kind of gotten a little bit of experience spending time in other people's corners, so you've gotten to see a little bit that's behind the scenes.
I think that's what made a big difference. Like I said, when I walk out that first time, you get the shakes and a bit of adrenaline rush, seeing the crowd, hearing the screams. And I think now experiencing after that first time, it's going to make a big difference. Especially I've done it twice now, but the third time, now it's my show. But I'm going to enjoy it.
That's awesome. We do always hear about the Octagon jitters, though. It seems like no matter where people have been. So how do you combat that? I mean, this is going to be a big moment. From what we understand, the crowd's going to be pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
They've sold a lot of tickets. I mean, how do you combat that? I mean, you're still so young in your career.
It's funny because everyone keeps asking me if I'm nervous. Guess we'll find out once I stay in the cage, because I'm not nervous at the moment. It's a gift and a curse because I also don't get excited about much. My wife hates it.
That's great. We didn't hear about this fight until not too long ago. Did you know that maybe this was a possibility a while out, or is it fairly short notice for you too?
No, it was definitely short notice. I heard it probably 1 week that there was a possibility beforehand, before everyone else knew, but other than that, it was still a short fight notice.
What did you think about that? I mean, when it was offered up, I mean, I guess on the one hand, you can't say no to the UFC, but on the other hand, I mean, was there any part of you that said, and maybe this is not the right way to come in?
So I knew that I was going to be here either 6 months or 1 year. So it was just a matter of time for me. I believe in myself. Though the timing was a bit different, that's the only thing that threw me off. But I knew that I wanted to be here, and also coming out of a fight recently before that, I had just come out of a camp, so I only had really 2 weeks off max. So it almost worked out perfectly. For everything to come together, it's and the stars align for this fight to happen. It's just been amazing.
That's awesome. Coming in, we had heard a lot of buzz about you back in the States. You know, people that are around this scene that know the scene, they said, this is the guy you got to keep an eye on, man. So it sounds like there's a lot of expectations, you know. I mean, are you feeling that? Are you feeling like I guess maybe the expectations, but also the love as well, that people are saying you might be the next big thing?
Yeah, it's so awesome because from a kid, I've been doing this since, 17 years now. I'm 25, and for all these people that are telling me, you're going to be in the UFC, you're going to be in the UFC, now I'm here. Now I've got to show them why they believed in me, and that's what I'm so excited about.
Very cool. When you got the opportunity, did you evaluate the opponent at all before you said yes, or was it just, let's go?
Nah, I didn't even get told who the opponent was. I would have chopped my leg off to fight Jacare if I needed to. So I was just it didn't matter who it was. They could have said the top guys, and I would have jumped in. You can't say no to this. When you've dreamed of it your whole life, and now to be here, you can't say no.
That's phenomenal. Once you did find out it was Khalil, break them down. I mean, do you watch much tape? I mean, now once it is locked up?
A little bit. I didn't want to do too much because it was only 2 weeks, so I do having to change up camp and change techniques and stuff like that. You don't have that time when you're in that short time. You can't really learn anything new. So I tried to keep it basic stuff for a southpaw. But other than that, it pretty much stayed the same.
I think you're going to be a new fighter for a lot of people. They're not going to have seen you fight before. Looking at your record, you can see obviously the grappling's there. But when we talk to people about you and your game, they say, well-rounded mixed martial artist, not just a grappler despite the submissions. Yeah. What do you say? I mean, if people ask you to describe yourself, how do you see yourself?
I'd like to think the same thing. Well-rounded. I actually prefer to stand up. It's just my fights that ended up on the ground. Just because of how the fight went, and I think that's just shows how I'm willing to go anywhere, whether it is stand up or on the ground. So same thing with Roundtree. If he wants to bring it standing or if he wants to go to the ground, just whatever opportunities, like a mixed martial art should be, whatever opportunity presents itself or windows, that's the window that you take.
The way that you play this out in your mind, knowing that you've kind of seen a little bit of it, doesn't seem like you'll be nervous.
Yeah.
How do you see this fight going?
I want to finish in the first round. I like finishes. I don't like going the long distance. I don't like decisions, so I don't like to leave it in the hands of the judges. I want to be in the first round. But wherever it goes, I'm happy, but I want it to end in the first round.